happy today to do our first webinar interview. We're here today with Harry White, who's the CEO of Atlantic Beach Estate. And we are really here to discuss Harry's use of technology, their estate application, which is powered by Peppercom. Hi, Harry. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, Louise. Thank you.
What led you decide to take on the technology of an application versus a portal or any other type of technology tool?
Yeah, I think over the years, we've tried all kinds of communication systems. Obviously, we have a weekly newsletter and we have SMS communications for more urgent types of communication, and then we've got a website and we've got a whole lot of information for owners. But ultimately, I think it's about owners nowadays carrying all the information with them on their cell phones, and how do you actually get to one medium that they can refer to rather than having to go onto a website and then onto receiving an SMS. I think it's a bit of a protection method for all of us to have all the information available to people, so you don't get the I didn't know type of thing. And the cell phone offers the best medium for that. I think the best way to show people what value the app will, and I'm sure every manager or CEO of an estate will very quickly realize that the things I go through is exactly what you would require, is to just go to the app. As I said, I'm on my cell phone, so I'll just go to the app quickly and share it with you. So there it is, the landing page. Can you see that?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so that's the landing page, but really it's in the menu that's important. And there's all the functionalities really. It's got access control, and the access control is basically a Peppercom system connects to Entry Pro. So in there we have dual functionality. Resident access is a new one, where we asked Peppercom and Entry Pro to look at something that we don't have to have, that owners don't have to touch the fingerprint reader, biometric reader. So owners can go in there as they get to the gate, and once they ask for an access code for a resident, it comes up with a scanner, and they scan a barcode at the gate, and the gate opens, recognizes it, and opens. The visitor's access control is as what most people's got nowadays, where you can go in, select a date, how many entries you want, submit, and then you can share that code via WhatsApp or your more normal messages. And you can also look at all your codes. So that's pretty much the Entry Pro, which is incorporated in the app. Then you've got notifications, which we use a lot. Obviously, everything from the state lockdown notifications, Sunday Times. We send out a digital version of Sunday Times on Sunday, the Easter egg hunt, happy Easter messages, all that sort of thing. And it gets pushed through to the owners, where they then receive and read. And obviously the nice thing about all this is that you have got record of who's read what, who's clicked what. You can draw into, if somebody says to you they haven't read the newsletter, you can actually see if they did read the newsletter. And on the newsletter front, we post our newsletter there. All of them is there, so owners can look back to every newsletter, and this is today's one, and the newsletters are all there for them to look at. And I think what I like about the system is it's easy navigatable. Then it's got events, which is the normal sort of calendar with dates in, and there's no events in there at the moment, so I'm not even going to go in there. Everything is cancelled. There's a notice board, and this one we've used quite extensively now with the COVID situation, where we've got areas where people can ask for support. In other words, those that's in need, that need somebody to do shopping for them and so on, can actually post in there. We've got support offered, where residents can say, I'll go shop for you, I'll be happy to shop, I can do injections, I can do this and that sort of thing. So it's a place where people can look and find things. Similarly, there's online initiatives like online classroom, online exercises, Pilates, all that sort of thing, specifically with this COVID and the lockdown now, there's church services. When they're on, there's prayer groups, there's learning modules, leer om beter te dink, all that sort of thing is in there. And this is specifically, we advertise this quite a bit now for people to refer to. And essential offerings, there's masks and people who's making masks and is prepared to give it to other people or for free or buy, or sanitizers and that sort of thing. But generally, if it's not, when it wasn't COVID, things like for sales, pet and house care, lost pets notices, all that would be under the notice board. And it's actually quite well used because it's quite easy to use. Docs and media is all our documents for the estate. In other words, all municipal bylaws, estate rules, map showing all the details, every document that an owner would need for the estate would be in there, and easy accessible. Some images of the estate that people can access if they want to use for whatever reason, and videos and so on. So all that sort of stuff is on the app. We have a help desk where you can log your complaint, and there is a criteria, again, billing query, complaints, environmental, estate maintenance, estate rules, and it gets pushed through to us and that then generates a sort of events calendar, which said when is it attended to, how is it signed off, and that sort of thing. Then we've got service providers on the estate, borehole filtration, electricians, financial services, and this is a very simple system where we just, owners can nominate a preferred supplier, and the requirement is really the day that the service provider get the signature of our owner. All the contact infos, there's bookings for events, and there's property listings. So I think you can see that there's just about everything on there. If you're out, you can press on the phone and call us. And you can also just press on the envelope there, and you can actually send us an email. So this front page, in every one of these categories, you can give favorites, so you can actually put the ones that your favorites in there, so you don't have to go through all the different categories to find something, and it's on your front page. So really, it's got, I think, everything that one would need, from access control, notifications and informations, to properties for sale and everything else. I think the nice thing about the system, it's set up. You don't have these huge development costs. You do have a monthly cost, but I think it's well worth it especially for a estate like us with 890 owners. I think on our system at the moment we've got close to 2,000 users.
Harry, do you find that and maybe you can speak firsthand and from experience, that a community that embraces technology and the early adopters of technology have found transitioning into this emergency situation maybe a lot more easier or more successfully, because they could maintain their communication, they could maintain their levels of trust and leadership with the community?
When we started off with the whole lockdown, we had this confusion with some of the ministers saying that people can walk on estates and so on, and very quickly this kind of confusion leads to a bit of almost aggression, jealousy factor amongst people, with some people's walking, I can't walk, why can't I? So that's where the app helps a lot, is that you can push out messages, much longer messages, more detailed messages than what you can push out, for instance, on an SMS, where you're restricted normally in terms of characters. And you can push it out a couple of times and change, and you don't have, it's easy enough to change the message and say to people, this is it. So in that sense, it helps with misinformation, people not understanding exactly what the situation, because you can punch out proper messages and do it rather frequently.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. We're very, very grateful, and congratulations on the success that you're having at Atlantic Beach. It is a absolutely fantastic development. I think anybody that has had the fortunate experience to go there wants to come back. I know I do. And you know, we always hear such positive feedback from homeowners and residents, and really compliments to the management team and yourself for leading them through this difficult time.